Saatva and Casper, two very popular mattresses, but with a lot of differences. If you stumbled on this video, you've come to the right place. You may be a little bit confused as to which one you should get. I'm going to be telling you what's similar about these two mattresses, what's different, and be letting you know what type of sleeper should get one over the other, so stay tuned. Let's get started by talking about what's similar between these two mattresses. And quite frankly, there's very little similarities between these two. They're in the same pretty similar price range. I think it's about a $100 difference there. They're both very popular mattresses, and they come from companies that just have very good customer service. So all the customer service terms are going to be very similar. And really, that's about it. Now let's talk about what's different between these two mattresses. And here there actually are a lot of differences. Number one thing you're going to notice is that the Casper will be shipped in a box, whereas the Saatva is not. It's actually going to be hand delivered by two people. There's going to be materials, feel, and firmness differences. As far as firmness is concerned, I think the Saatva is just going to be a little bit firmer than the Casper is. As far as materials are concerned, the Casper has a latex-like layer, then a memory foam layer, then a transition layer, and then a base foam layer, whereas Saatva has a Euro-style pillow top that has kind of comfort foam, poly foam, over a coil-on-coil construction, so micro coils over support coils. So the construction is quite different, and because of that, the feel is going to be quite different as well. If you're used to kind of a standard traditional spring mattress feel, that's what you're going to get with the Saatva, and the Casper has kind of like this balanced foam feel, so the feel is quite different as well. Let's talk about the construction of both mattresses and what the differences are. If you want to go really into the details, I'd encourage you to check out both individual review videos that we have for both mattresses. Starting with the Casper, we have about a 10-inch profile here. We've got a pretty nice soft and thin cover. Then we have a latex-like layer over a memory foam layer, over a transition layer, over a base layer. The transition layer is zoned, so it's going to be firmer underneath the middle part of the mattress, under the heavier parts of your body. I think this is actually a good fit for all three sleeping positions because of that. It's going to be a little bit softer underneath your shoulders when you're on your side, and it'll be a little bit firmer, which will be more supportive for you when you're on your stomach and back. Overall, it's going to be a nice balanced foam feel where you have memory foam, but you're going to sink into the mattress, but not too much, and kind of be able to move around the mattress pretty easily. Moving on to the Saatva, very different construction here. We have a nice cover that's actually quilted. It's got organic cotton and has some pretty soft foam quilted into the cover. We have a Euro-style pillow top, so there's a couple of pretty soft foam layers that'll give you nice pressure relief. Then we have a coil-on-coil construction, so you'll have micro coils, which will really help contour to the curves of your body. So it's going to be very good for spinal alignment. Could be very good if you have like back pain issues, things of that nature. Underneath that is a support coil system. So we have two sets of coils there. Because of that, there's going to be a lot of room for air to flow through, so it's going to be a very breathable mattress. Using those two coil systems, it's going to be a very supportive and durable mattress as well. I would probably say between the two, it's going to last longer than the Casper is and probably be a little bit more breathable as a result as well. So it's going to feel a little bit firmer. You have a pretty thin 2-3 inches of these kind of softer foam layers, and then it gets pretty firm underneath that. So you're going to get pretty good pressure relief, but it's going to be a very supportive mattress overall. So I would say, yeah, durability, I would probably give Saatva the advantage. Breathability, maybe give Saatva a slight advantage. It really is just going to come down to the type of feel that you want to get. It's definitely a traditional spring feel versus just kind of a balanced foam feel that you get with the Casper. Let's talk now about differences in firmness and feel. As far as firmness is concerned, I put the Saatva at about a 7 out of 10. The Casper is 6 out of 10, with 10 being the firmest. Casper is a little unique in that it's going to be softer underneath your shoulders, and then it's going to be a little bit firmer underneath your hips, given this zone construction. So firmness is a little bit different depending on your sleeping position. But I definitely do think that the Saatva is going to be firmer than the Casper, and I think most would agree. So as far as feel is concerned, it's really, have you had success with a traditional spring mattress? That's basically what you get with the Saatva. It's kind of like similar to what you get in a really nice hotel, that type of feel. You can definitely feel the coils. So it has pretty good pressure relief and has a nice pillow toppy feel from just having that Euro-style pillow top. Whereas the Casper is more of just kind of a standard balanced foam feel. It's got some memory foam in it, has a latex-like layer, so it's just kind of a balance of those types of materials. So the Saatva definitely has some bounce to it. If you dropped a lacrosse ball, it would have some bounce to it. You can definitely feel the coils, so it has a lot of deep bounce actually. Casper has some bounce as well. You would see if you drop a lacrosse ball, it has some bounce as well. But it's really just kind of, have you had success with, and do you like traditional spring mattresses, or do you like kind of just more of a standard foam feel? I'm going to talk through now how I feel in different sleeping positions on both mattresses. Starting on my back, on the Saatva, very good match for me, very supportive overall. I really liked it. On the Casper, I also liked it. You can definitely feel that zone construction where it's firmer underneath the heavier parts of your body, so your back is well supported. Switching onto my side, on the Saatva, it actually had surprisingly good pressure relief. I feel it's a little bit firmer than average, but because of this Euro-style pillow top, the top comfort layers are pretty soft, so I felt like it was a pretty good match for me as well. On the Casper, it definitely is softer underneath your shoulders, so I actually probably preferred side sleeping for the Casper. Switching on my stomach now, definitely a good match for me on the Saatva. I didn't feel like my hips were sinking down in too much, getting out of alignment. And I felt like the Casper was actually a pretty good match too. So I felt like all three sleeping positions were well suited for both mattresses. I'd probably choose Saatva for back and stomach sleeping and maybe go for side sleeping with Casper. So I've talked about the construction differences and given my subjective opinion on firmness and feel. Now I want to give you a very objective test that shows you exactly how well each mattress leaves pressure. We do that with a pressure map test. I get down on my back, side, and stomach. And what's really important is these side sleeping results. You'll see anywhere from blue to no pressure all the way up to red to high pressure. So if we throw up the results here, so you can see that Saatva does a little bit better underneath the hips and the Casper does a little bit better underneath the shoulders. When you combine the two, they both relieve pressure quite well and can't say that one does better than the other.
Hey guys, Martin here to offer a different perspective. Joe's 5'9", 160, I'm 6'7", 230. I'm a heavier person, definitely a different body type. Want to give my experience with these two mattresses. So today we have the Casper original mattress and we have the Saatva mattress here as well. In terms of firmness, I said they were both a 7 out of 10. I definitely thought the Casper over here was firmer than Joe did, and I think that's because I definitely had the issue as a heavier person of kind of pressing through the comfort layer and feeling some of the firmer layers beneath. So in terms of sleeping positions, on my back on the Casper, my hips sinking a little bit, but not too much. At the zone support kind of holding me up. On my side though, I am pressing the comfort layer again. I'm feeling some firmness on my shoulders and my hips. Moving to my stomach, I definitely feel pretty good support. My hips aren't sinking in too far. I definitely don't feel myself getting out of alignment. Moving to the Saatva here on my back, I really feel great on my back. I feel my hips kind of sinking into that top kind of comfort layer, but I'm not sinking in too far. I feel really great support overall. Moving to my side, I definitely feel better pressure relief over on the Saatva than I did on the Casper. This pillow top's doing a very good job of relieving pressure on my shoulders and my hips. And then moving to my stomach, I also feel pretty good support overall. My hips aren't sinking in too far. So what does that mean? I think if you are a heavier back sleeper, either could work for you. If you're a heavier side sleeper, I would lean more towards the Saatva here. If you're a heavier stomach sleeper, I think both would work, but it's more about kind of what feel you're looking for. If you want more of a pillow top feel, I lean more towards the Saatva. If you want more of that kind of balanced foam feel, I lean towards the Casper.
If you sleep with a partner, there's two additional things you're going to want to consider when looking at a mattress. That's something we call motion transfer and edge support. Motion transfer is basically if your partner is moving around on that side of the bed, is that motion going to be isolated or is it going to transfer over to you and bother you? Edge support is basically can you sit on the edge of the bed, can you sleep towards the edge of the bed without feeling like you're going to fall off? So between these two mattresses, as far as motion transfer is concerned, I would give Casper the advantage. I think just having two sets of coils with the Saatva is going to make it just a little bit harder to isolate motion. As far as edge support is concerned, however, I would definitely give the advantage to Saatva. They have this edge support system, this foam encasement, does a very good job with edge support, and you can sleep right on towards the edge of the bed without feeling like you're going to fall off. All right, so the moment you've all been waiting for, who should get one over the other? As far as who should get the Casper, I think if you're looking to get something a little bit softer, it's the softer of the two. If you've had success with foam mattresses before, then you'd probably be more at home with the Casper. I like Casper better for side sleeping, so I think most side sleepers would agree. As far as who should get the Saatva, if you are used to traditional spring mattresses, maybe you've stayed at nice hotels and really like those types of mattresses, that's going to be the feel that you get here. I think it's going to be a longer lasting mattress, so if you want to view this as a long-term investment, a durable mattress, I think the Saatva might be the way to go. I feel like it's a little bit more supportive as well, so it potentially could be better for back and stomach sleepers. And again, it really just comes down to the type of feel you want. Do you want a balanced foam feel that you get from the Casper, or do you just like standard traditional spring mattresses, which many people do, and you would go for the Saatva? All right, so that's basically it. Hopefully I've given you a good overview of what the similarities and differences are between these two mattresses. I think the differences here are pretty clear, but if for some reason you're still a little bit confused as to which one you should get, just leave a comment below and I can get back to you as soon as I can. If you're just getting started with your research, definitely head on over to mattressclarity.com. If you want to see a list of our top picks, simply Google Mattress Clarity Best Mattress. Once again, let me know if you have any questions.